welcome back to my playthrough of XCOM Enemy Within Long War, part 2 of my attack on the alien base in Nigeria. Now I'm currently being attacked from two sides. I was trying to force my way through this base with my squad all struggling to make progress. I've got mechtoids on either side of me, a cyber disc in front of me, and I'm literally is badly hurt these days. A couple of sectoids and drones about. I've forced my way past the Muton Elite, or I've forced my way into killing the Muton Elites. So it's just now a matter of killing whatever else is left, so I can force my way up to the next door, down what I think is a bit of a corridor, and then into the last main section. Oh, the cyber disc wants revenge, because that's the sniper that's been shooting at him. And that same sniper, who just got shot, and is actually suffering rather badly, I must say, is going to shoot that cyber disc again. This time he's going to kill it. And possibly the drone that was with it as well. You're going to reload. Sure, shoot him.
Right.
Reload.
Let's rock.
Okay, now shoot him. Slowly knocking him down. You reload. And now shoot him. Almost there. Take some killing, that boy. You can hit him, see if you can kill him. Well done. Good, now all those wonderful bits of cover down the middle of the room, I can now use the right side of them.
Moving to
Apart from
position.
the fact that sectoid's there. Because there's nothing on my left to stop me using the cover.
He's dead.
Sure, have a shot of this thing. See if you can get rid of its psi armour after it's finished having its reaction shot.
I'm taking fire.
Yes, I'm sure you are. Now shoot it again. Now if you would... Yeah, okay, shoot that one first.
He's down.
Okay, give it a shot. Well, that was
My ammo's running low.
actually a good shot. And you reload.
En marcha.
It's not that this base has been a bigger struggle than normal. It's just... they seem to have thrown a lot of people in the first half of this base and the middle part of this base. I don't know how many I've killed so far, but I'm thinking there aren't going to be that many when I finally get to the end.
Can I get some help?
Probably still going to be a few, but just not that many. Yes, you're suppressed. The only thing you got a shot at is that. You haven't got a shot at anything. Shoot the thing that's suppressing your friend.
Kill confirmed. Ammo's running low.
Okay, so
Rock
reload.
and roll.
Will do.
Right, reload.
Let's do this.
You reload.
Let's do this.
You go walking up this general direction just to make sure there's nothing that's going to surprise me nearer the door. Apparently not. Okay. Overwatch. And you go join him. Because you guys with shotguns really aren't much going to be much use against that big mechtoid. Right, now apparently you can actually hit this guy.
It's good.
Well, it's a nice touch that they've got reaction sensors and all these wonderful things. It does kind of slow me down a bit. Every time I take a turn, I've got to shoot, then watch the reaction sensors, then shoot again. It just seems, I'm not saying it's excessive, it just seems, I don't know, a way of, it slows down my chances of playing through a scenario in each episode. Okay, you can now move. Right, you should be able to finish him off.
Well,
So go there and finish him off. Then maybe I can continue my advance again. Good. Right, charge. To about
Time
there.
remoter.
So that's what so far? 4 mechtoids, I think, in this one scenario.
Perçu.
Drones, outsiders, muton elites, sectoids. Move up and reload. Might as well reload now because you're going to need to do it at some point. You just straight on move up.
Roger, mate.
Let's do this.
Good copy. Moving on target.
Okay, finally starting to make some progress through this base. Stay there until you get some support. It's coming. You just have to be a bit patient. Best sniper, my most proficient sniper, or my most prolific sniper. He's going to spend some time in the medical bay. It's a shame.
Let's do this.
Position confirmed. Let's rock. Je me remue.
Said that with such enthusiasm. Let's rock.
Et en avant le massacre.
Who do you think you are, Jack Black?
¿Quién hace ese ruido?
Okay, I can hear something moving down there slightly, but I have no idea what it could possibly be. God's sake. Why can't you go to the next logical one from the one you're on when I tab to you? Why do you have to go around the whole bunch to people I don't want to do next?
Moving out.
Thank you. Okay. Nothing. Didn't really expect to see anything in this little bit of a corridor, but it's always nice to have it confirmed.
Ya podemos seguir.
I'm rolling. Tout de suite.
Every time I hear that, I keep thinking of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, which was another Dick Van Dyke fails at accents film, I think. I think it was Dick Van Dyke and Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. I could be wrong. I frequently am. I do remember him from.
Roger that.
Is it Mary Poppins? The world's worst Cockney accent. That truly was an awful Cockney
Order
accent.
confirmed. On the move.
It was weird enough, actually. The TV series House, which finished a couple of years ago, had Hugh Laurie in it, and that was weird enough. Listening to him do what passed as an American accent, when you're used to him from Jeeves and Wooster or a little bit of Fry and Laurie. To suddenly have Hugh Laurie doing an American, or what is supposedly a passable American accent, was weird beyond belief. Okay, what do I got shot at? Yeah, okay. And there's somebody over there. Thin Man. I shoot the Thin Man. But I remember talking to a friend of mine, and we were discussing House, and he said his wife saw Hugh Laurie interviewed on one of the late night talk shows, and to her it was terribly weird that Hugh Laurie was speaking with a British accent, because she'd only ever heard him with an American accent, because she'd never seen anything but House.
Enemy in sight.
And I can understand how that would be a bit weird. She thought he was actually American. However, that is just... it's one of those things, again, depending what you're used to. Hugh Laurie with an American accent in House was some kind of accent that was supposedly American in House, was beyond weird to me when I was trying to watch it. So I didn't watch that much of it because it was Hugh Laurie and it didn't seem to fit in my mind. But as bad as I considered that to be,
5 sur 5.
it is nothing by comparison with that Dick Van Dyke Cockney accent in Mary Poppins. That was a crime against humanity. You can forgive a lot of people a lot of things. I'm not saying, it was quite as bad as the crimes against humanity that the, say, I don't know, the hierarchy of the Nazi Party perpetrated, were accused of and were found guilty of at Nuremberg, but it still counts as a crime against humanity. There are varying degrees of crimes against humanity, and that Dick Van Dyke accent was definitely a crime against humanity.
Yes, sir.
There are some things that just should not be, and that accent is one of them. Okay, we'll move you up to there. And sniper... okay, go over there. Although I have read a lot about the wonders of the whole Nuremberg trial system, and
Would you ever just take him out?
oh, that was a fun comment. And I have no problem with the Allies getting revenge if that's what they so wanted, but to make up laws after the event, then prosecute people for laws you've made up that were not in place at the time, just to justify your vengeance, was horrifically bad and wrong.
Whoa! They're flanking my position.
The Nuremberg trials should not have been. They were a travesty of justice. But again, I have no problem with revenge against the Nazi hierarchy for what they perpetrated on humanity. But to try and cloak it in some trumped up legal justification, yeah, that was as big a bit of complete bollocks as the weapons of mass destruction in Iraq that Bush and Blair claimed. Now there's somebody who should be tried as a war criminal. Not Bush, I don't have an opinion on him one way or the other, but Blair. That man was a blatant, warmongering, self-opportunist, self-centered war criminal. And should be tried as one.
Hostile eliminated.
And preferably executed for his crimes. In fact, he should not only just be executed for his crimes, he should be like the Nazi hierarchy, hung from the neck until dead. There are levels of disgusting evil in this world, and as far as I'm concerned, Blair is pretty much guilty of most of them. I have and have never had pretty much anything but contempt for that man, and I will continue to hold contempt for that man probably until the day I die. But apparently, it appears I'm no longer alone, or I'm not in the minority of the English who hold that opinion anymore. So it seems pretty much most of my country holds the same opinion of that man. As a general piece of dog's excrement, is the polite way of putting it. A bigger air thief has not been on this planet for quite some time. But it's just kind of weird that I pretty much have that opinion of him from day one. And it took the world about 20 years to come around to that. Whereas I don't hold that opinion for most political figures. Oh, okay. A bunch of squid. I was disappointed by Obama in the 8 years, but I was happy he had his chance to be there and to possibly achieve something. I'm waiting to see on the current US president. I wasn't a fan of Bush, but for all his mistakes, he seemed to be a decent man trying his best, even if it wasn't a particularly great best. I did have little time for Reagan because I thought he was going to plunge the world into World War III. Historically, looking back on Carter, I've had no time for
Affirmative.
a great deal about that man. He's another one who, it's like so many, they think their personality can persuade people to come around their point of view. But his problem was he was so clever, he kept saying every side of every argument, and so he couldn't seem to come to a decent decision. But Bill Clinton, I thought, was pretty good. Again, I wasn't living in America at that point, but from what I saw of him, he seemed pretty decent. Well, apart from his sexual peccadillos. However, Hillary Clinton I consider
I'm
the spawn
alright.
of Satan. So,
X-rays coming in from the sides.
but then again, I do consider Rupert Murdoch Satan. And Blair the most contemptible man who's ever led a country. And there have been some pretty contemptible people who have led countries and still leading some. E.g. Robert Mugabe. Anyway, I don't mean to go off on a political rant, but it just... I don't know how I got into war criminals originally, but somehow I got to war
Do
criminals, and
something.
from war criminals I naturally went to Blair. And I imagine I will continue to go to Blair as a war criminal, or the perfect example of a war criminal for the rest of my life. Just as if I want a walking example of Satan on this earth, I will look at Rupert Murdoch.
See you in hell.
Like I say, the current US president, I haven't formed an opinion of how good he is or how good he isn't. And the previous one I quite liked. Okay, what else have I got to shoot at? That's beginning to wonder.
No longer a threat.
So, even if whatever I've been thinking and saying doesn't match your political opinions, so be it. I didn't mean to go off on a political rant. I do, however, hold strong opinions about Blair. And he's the only man that's so bad that Gordon Brown looked like a viable alternative to him at one point.
Locked and loaded.
And there's a piece of slime that should never be able to run a country.
A la orden, comandante.
There again, David Cameron wasn't that much better.
Muerto.
Don't know what Theresa May's going to be like.
Muerto y fuera.
But no matter what, at least none of them are Blair. Okay, there's still a stalker around somewhere and I don't know where he is. Oh, he's over there, okay. I was wondering what I was missing. And that, hopefully, is the last one. Yes! And that was Operation Defiant Vanguard, the assault on the alien base in Nigeria. Nigeria is now mine. All I'm missing is South Africa. And to get South Africa, I need my satellite nexus to be built, so I can launch another satellite. Because I miscounted. And again, 2 of them got wounded. A whole bunch of stuff. Entertainment. A couple of power sources. I think I still need more power sources, but...
We will be in touch, Commander.
Repair bay. Repair everything. Just while I remember. And yes. I go there. Yes, my satellite nexus is 19 days away. Then about 3 or 4 days to put up the satellite. Oh, scan of activity.
Contact detected.
Oh, I have no interceptors available there.
Contact detected.
I do have interceptors there.
Enemy is padlocked.
Well done.
Contact detected.
Okay.
We have eyes on the bandit.
Oh, good idea.
Activating satellite assisted targeting enabled.
passing.
Contact detected.
Ache. Okay, what have I got? Oh, it's over. Okay. I don't think these 3 firestorms are capable of taking down this battleship in any way, shape or form.
Bangs out.
Initiating defense matrix.
We're getting eaten up here. No joy here.
Contact detected.
However, we will see what happens. Excuse me, I needed a drink then before I had a coughing fit.
Engaging bogey. Taking heavy fire. Disengaging.
Okay, I'm getting the feeling he's hurt.
Contact detected.
I was wondering if I have a dodge capability for this one. Otherwise, this has just destroyed my firestorm fleet over Africa with one ship.
We're in pursuit.
No, I don't have a dodge capability. Well, that's not great.
They're all over us. We lost the bubble.
But hopefully he will leave. No, actually, while I think about it, well, I'm going to end this episode when I'm just going to do this while I think about it. Aim. How many aims? Because I've shot down some floaters recently. Okay, I can get 6 aims. Can I get any dodges? I can get 3 dodges. Because unfortunately, now my aircraft in Africa basically don't exist. So what I will do is transfer you to there. I will transfer you. Oop. I will transfer you to there. And who's the worst one of you? Transfer you to Africa. And transfer. Oh, not done it again. And transfer you to South America. So at least that way I will have some working aircraft everywhere. And the sooner these firestorms get built, well, so when they get built, they've got to be rearmed. Anyway, that's it for this episode. As always, I hope you found it interesting, informative, useful, or just generally a way to pass the time. And hopefully I'll see you down the road. Au revoir.